5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock.
The day's almost over. It's happy hour.
February 1st.
Yes. Oh my God, it's already
Wednesday.
February?
Yes,
How did that happen?
is. I'm Beth Stevens.
I'm Paul Wontorek.
And we have a fantastic guest today. We have Michael Potts from JITNEY,
JITNEY.
on Broadway.
Yes, we love JITNEY.
We love JITNEY and we love Michael Potts.
We do. But first we have some news. Not that much news. There's not much news this time of year.
It's February.
Yeah, I know. You really. It's
yeah,
like
it's
our
that
news
time of the
department
year.
is very, very slow, very sleepy right now. But there is stuff.
There's a
But
few
first of all,
things.
I just want to say, yesterday we had Andrew Keenan Bolger
Yes.
on, talk Crutchy, aka
Crutchy,
Crutchy,
aka
or Forever 17, whatever you want to think of him as, or Jack and Louis Jack. I don't know. Anyway, I saw Newsies this morning. So we talked about Newsies yesterday, and this morning I went and watched Newsies.
How was it?
It's a lot of energy early in the morning.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It was incredible. I don't know how they're doing these tapings.
This is a staged performance. This isn't like
Yeah,
a
so it's in
film.
LA. They took the national tour cast basically, and then supplemented
With
you
original
know,
cast
some of the
members.
original cast members. But the way they're filming it is insane. The angles are. It's
Did they
shot
use
with
drones, do you
I
think?
think it's like 894 cameras.
That sounds right.
It
That's
is
how it's
so.
done.
It is so impressive, and it's such a testament to, first of all, the Broadway, stage talent, because you couldn't tell that it was filmed over multiple performances.
Oh,
It was
because
so
it was-
seamless.
that's
there
good.
weren't like moments where you thought, oh, I can kind of tell that's a different day, or
I see.
It was so precise. The original cast was phenomenal. The tour cast was phenomenal. Go see it. And if anything,
Did it make you want to get some papes? I know my Newsies speak.
if anything, it made me a little jealous that the shows.
I thought you were going to say you were jealous that you didn't take tap dancing lessons.
No, I was jealous that like more shows aren't on tape like
That's
this.
true.
You know what I mean?
It's
More
a
of the shows
wonderful
I
way to
love.
preserve it, yeah.
I'm so happy for all the fansies. I'm one of them, but I'm not like a rabid fansy. But by the way, it's such a good show.
It is a great
the more times I see it, it's so well crafted as a piece of theater.
Well, that's a testament if you can see it over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the choreography like blows your mind. And the audience gives a standing ovation. The audience is like going crazy throughout, which is really fun. They get a standing ovation after Seize the Day, and they show it, and it's
course.
very
Oh,
dramatic.
that's nice.
And when Brooklyn comes out,
You know.
yeah,
You know.
it is amazing. So all you guys go see it. It's really something you should see
Coming
in
up
the
in
theater.
just a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's am I gonna remember the dates? February
16.
16th, 18th, 22nd. Did I get it?
Very
okay.
good.
Anyway, so that's a little shout out to Newsies. Casey Levy and Tony Yazbek together at last.
Yeah, Tony Yazbek is stepping in.
Yeah, he's stepping in for Josh Henry, who this is for the New York Pops Carnegie Hall concert on March 10th. Life is a Cabaret, the songs of Candor and Ebb.
Yes.
Josh Henry, of course, has to go do Hamilton.
Poor thing.
So he was set to do this with Casey Levy. He had to drop out. Tony Yazbek is stepping in. So that sounds fun.
Still, I mean,
Yeah.
what a great leading man.
Yeah,
he
it's
has for
awesome.
them. It's awesome.
Honeymoon in Vegas. Remember Honeymoon in Vegas?
Do I remember Honeymoon in
Fun
Vegas?
show that didn't get its proper due on Broadway.
We like Honeymoon
Gone
in
too
Vegas.
soon. A great Jason Robert Brown show. Well, he's getting to do it in London. So they're going to do a one-night concert.
Do we know who's in it?
No, they said great West End theater stars. London at the London Palladium, which is enormous.
It's huge.
And it's the London Musical Theatre Orchestra. He will be conducting himself a 30-piece orchestra, and he's
Jason Robert Brown will.
Jason Robert Brown is, and so wait for more news on that. That's very exciting.
And in the meantime, Tony Danza is going to be at 54 Below in
He
February.
is.
I'm just saying.
Thanks for throwing
You're
that
welcome.
in.
You're welcome.
Speaking of 90s movies that become musicals,
Yes.
Sleepless in Seattle, they've been working on a musical of that, I feel
They
like,
have
for a
for a
very
long
long
time.
time. I
Yeah.
feel like I've been hearing this for a long time. It was supposed to happen finally at the Theatre Royale Plymouth on April 1st. Did it already happen on the West Coast? I feel like it might have already happened. I don't know. Anyway, it was supposed to happen in London, April 1st, and it got postponed. Now it's postponed.
There's like a illness in the producer's family, some personal issues. so
There's a
they're just
press
putting
release.
it- there's
So
a press
it's not happening.
There's a press release.
So
Yes.
Frank Langella, who has like what, six or
Four
seven
Tonys.
Tonys?
Four.
He's
He
in
just
it.
got one last year for The Father. That's his
Yes,
fourth.
yes, and he is in a new movie called Lapham Rising, I think it's called. It's based on a novel about a retired writer in the Hamptons who has to deal with a multimillionaire who moves in, and he's trying to just chill out. And this guy moves in, and he's building like a mansion across the street, and it's annoying.
So is
Now, I don't know if
Frank
it's like a
Langella
thriller.
the
Does he kill
annoying
him?
neighbor, or is he the other guy? We don't know.
No, he's the writer.
He's
I
the
think
writer.
I
He's the
assume he's
lead.
the writer. Oh, maybe I
He's
don't
Frank
know.
Langella. It doesn't
Did
matter.
you ever see Robot and Frank?
I did not.
Please just watch that movie.
Okay, I'll work on that.
Also on the site, staff picks for February.
Yes.
So once
What
a
did you
month.
pick?
I don't remember.
You don't?
No, I do. I picked Gideon Glick.
Insignificant Other.
Significant
Lindsay
Other.
Mendez.
Thank you.
Okay.
I always want to mix it up with another title. Anyway, yeah, because I saw it off Broadway and I loved it, and people need to see it on Broadway. What did you pick?
I picked Man from Nebraska, which is the Tracy Letts play
Right.
at Second Stage, and I actually saw it last night, and I'm glad I picked it because I can recommend it.
Oh, well, that would have been terrible
Reed
if
Birney.
you picked it and then hated it.
I would have had to quickly make another
It would have been
choice.
so awkward. There's a great feature with Hudson Lavero and Ethan Sporek, the two adorable kids who play young Colosero.
Oh, you can
I finally
say it.
learned how to say it.
Otherwise known as C.
C.
Yeah.
In
You have to do this.
what's that show called? Bronx Tale.
Bronx Tale,
These
that's what it's
kids,
called.
we did a photo shoot with them, a video shoot at John's Pizzeria.
At actually two
No?
booths, but that's okay.
Oh my God, Two Boots.
just
That, oh
here
my
to
God, it's
correct
like
you.
that's like rivals. That's like Coke Pepsi. I'm so sorry.
I think it's okay.
Two Boots. We love Two Boots.
Yeah, so the two kids got together. They're 9,
They're so cute.
and they're very supportive of each other, which is so sweet. And they share a dressing room.
Yeah, they're really
They're really
cute.
sweet.
So check that out. You're gonna fall in love with them, and the photos are great. Speech and Debate is becoming a movie, and I'm sure you know this because we talk about it every day on Live at 5. I feel like right now there's so much press
But the
coming out.
trailer is out, and you obviously know Sarah Steele's in it, and Austin McKenzie, who was in Spring Awakening, the Deaf West one. But there are, as we've told you many times, there are cameos from some of your favorite stage favorites.
Yeah.
Darren Criss.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, and you can
But
see
Sarah
them in the
Steele,
trailer.
you said is.
Sarah
I haven't
Steele
watched
is
it yet.
wacky, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. She's very funny.
And that movie comes out April 7th, and it's based on Stephen Kerm's obvious play.
Yes.
And finally, Josh Grizzetti, who's playing Nigel Bottom
In
in
the
the
Something
national
Rotten
tour
tour.
of Something Rotten, did a great behind-the-scenes video tour for us of Life on the Road with Something Rotten.
This is fascinating, but can I talk to Michael Potts
Yeah,
yet? Because I'm
I'm
really
done.
excited to talk
I can't
to
even speak
Michael
today.
Potts.
Anyway, I'm gonna go figure out. I'm gonna go get a pizza from one of those places.
You go do that.
Bye, guys.
All right,
Please
ladies
welcome
and gentlemen,
Mr.
Michael
Mr.
Potts
Michael
of
Potts.
JITNEY. We don't have our thing. Hi, Michael.
Hey, how are you?
How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great.
All right, now I love you in Jitney.
Well, thank you.
These people watching probably most know you from the Book of Mormon,
Right.
but you're also in like everything else. I mean, you're like if you turn on HBO, you will see Michael Potts, and we'll get to that. But first of all, how's it going in Jitney?
It's going great. We just finished a really great matinee performance.
Oh, and thank
Just a
you for
little bit
coming
ago,
here after
yeah.
a matinee performance.
Yeah.
Now, if you haven't seen Jitney, you have to see it. Obviously, it's one of my favorite playwrights. Everyone tells everyone this. If you watch Live at 5, you know I'm a huge August Wilson fan. And this is his last play of the century cycle to make it to Broadway.
Yes.
But it's not the last one that was written. It's just the last one to make it to Broadway.
Exactly.
So you're in the 70s,
In the 70s, 1977. Yeah.
and you are one gossipy man.
No.
No, I didn't mean
No.
gossipy. You like to talk. You play Turnbow. Turnbow likes to talk.
He likes to keep everyone well informed about what's going
He
on.
likes to let you know what's happening, even if it's none of your business
Yeah, none of your
or
business.
his
Has very
business.
strong opinions about things. That's all.
Is it fun to play a character like that? That's what sort of
Absolutely.
got hit. You're in everybody's. You're up in their faces.
Absolutely. Like
Now, of
that.
course, when it was done off Broadway, it was done with the great Stephen McKinley
Stephen
Henderson,
McKinley
who's
Henderson.
in the Fences
A
movie.
giant
Have you
actor.
talked to him about that?
I did. When he heard that I was cast, he called and congratulated me and pretty much gave me his blessings that he was looking for. He said, "That's
That is
fantastic." I was in awe and shocked. Number one, you have my number.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
But that, he's such a class act, and thought enough of me to call and say, go do it. Go
Do
go
it.
and get it.
Make it your own.
Make it your own. And he was pleased to hear that I got it.
A lot of people in this cast have long histories with August Wilson, especially Anthony Chisholm, who
Yes.
I think Stephen McKinley Henderson actually told me Anthony Chisholm was August's favorite
Oh,
actor, which sounds
Oh.
kind of
okay.
mean. But you don't have that long of a history. You're
No,
like a
this
fresh. You're
is
fresh.
this is my first
Is that
August
fun
Wilson
to be
play.
with people who have like the stories and all
Absolutely.
that stuff?
Oh, please. Rehearsals were always amazing because everyone had a story. Everyone.
And it's a true ensemble.
Yeah.
Everyone has their moment.
Yes, absolutely. It's I'm very fortunate. This is an amazing ensemble. of incredible actors.
And this is your first, correct me if I'm wrong, is this your first play on Broadway? Because you've done a lot of
My
musicals.
first play on Broadway, believe it or not.
Coming out strong with the play.
With the play. Finally, I got to do a play.
All right, we have to talk about Book of Mormon.
Yes.
So in Book of Mormon, tell me your character's name.
Mafala Hatimbi.
Thank you. Thank you, seriously. You got to sing a song that was maybe a little bit vulgar if you were going to...
Hasidiga Iboy.
Hasidiga Iboy. We're not going to say it in English.
Yes,
Okay?
I'm not going to say it in English.
When you first... Okay, so that was... Obviously, it's still an enormous blockbuster hit.
Yeah.
People still waiting out there in the
Absolutely.
cold to
Just
get
walk
their
by.
cancellation
Yeah, they
tickets.
are. Yeah.
What was it like for you to be in that show, part of the process of creating it, and singing the most vulgar lyrics on Broadway?
I can only go back to the first rehearsal, the first audition, when they kind of secretly handed me the music for the song and the scene, and they kept apologizing even though I'd read it.
That's funny.
They were like, this isn't for everybody, and we can totally understand. But if you take a minute, and I remember going off to the side and reading it,
I would give you a cry.
I literally laughed aloud in the waiting room. They were like, "Are you okay?" I said, "You're gonna say this?"
Oh yeah, 8 times a week, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it was great. It was the most amazing experience.
Okay, people already have questions, so I'll ask.
Oh,
Jeffrey is asking,
okay.
have you seen the Fences movie yet?
I have. I think it's fantastic.
It's extraordinary.
It's beautiful. I think it's one of the best plays that have been turned into a film.
It really, it's
Such
opened
a
up like a
wonderful job.
film, but it really
Yeah.
keeps the
Exactly.
speeches, everything that you recognize from
No,
the play is
it's
there.
beautifully done. Beautifully done.
And I mean, Viola Davis is a national treasure. I'm just going to say that.
Yes.
Love Denzel, but Viola is a national treasure.
Yes.
And Billy's asking, would you like to start a Broadway musical revival? Have you done that? You've done a lot of original musicals.
No.
Look at you, just
Done a
originating
revival.
roles left and right.
Yes. No, I'd rather stick on the originating
Why
track.
not?
Why not?
Sure.
Yeah.
Scott's asking, which is more satisfying to you as a performer, fun, fluffy roles or dramatic roles?
Dramatic roles.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, everyone has a bone to pick with you. Do you know what I'm going to bring up?
No, what are you gonna?
I'm going to say 2 words to you.
Okay.
Stringer Bell.
Oh, stop.
Okay, if you watch
Just
The Wire, which is
ladies,
one of the...
get over it.
I can't because
Get over
he's
it.
so handsome. I mean, he had it coming.
He had it coming. He tried to have me killed.
If you don't know what
by
we're talking about, then you
Omar.
need to go watch The Wire, which is one of the best. It's really one of the best shows in the last 20, 30 years.
Absolutely.
It's so fantastic. And you
Yes,
had a
you should watch it.
fantastic role with
I
your little
did.
bow tie.
I did. Look.
You're always a very snappy dresser anyway, and then you were like,
I had
turned
that
out.
wonderful bow tie. I was known as bow tie.
So you like the
Yeah.
dramatic roles, and that's one
I
for
love
you.
those,
That
yeah.
was
That was
Brother Muzone.
Brother Muzone. Yeah.
I know my Wire.
To this day, people still Brother Muzone.
And then of course you're on True Detective.
True Detective. Oh,
Totally different character.
wow.
Yeah, you've done a lot of stuff.
Pretty good.
You've done a lot
That's
of
a
stuff.
pretty darn good
But what are
show.
you doing? What are you doing? You've got a lot of other. Do you have any other screen stuff going on?
Just recently, a movie 37
Always working.
came out. There's
You-
another
I
movie
just think
in
of you as like always on
post
stage, but you always have something else
I'm-
going on.
I'm thrilled and happy to be a working actor.
That is a nice thing.
To be a
That is
working
nice
actor
thing.
is a great thing. Great thing.
Oh my gosh, what are people asking you? They have so much to say.
Wow.
Oh, you don't want to be in a musical revival? Sorry. So I'm not interested in a musical
I
revival.
wouldn't, cut it out entirely. If it's a really good role in a great musical, why not?
Well, like, are there long-running shows that you would ever want to go into?
Musicals right now? No.
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 Would you go back to Book of Mormon?
People keep asking that. I don't think my knees would allow me to do that anymore.
It's such a great show, and what a great original cast.
Yes. And I'm still friends with them. They're
They
friends
all
for
seem
life.
to have a real connection to each other.
Friends for life. Really.
If you're gonna take risks like that, comedic risks like that.
It's insane. It's a crazy bunch. And we just the other day just had this tweet string. Someone will
Tweet
just
string?
we just one person will throw something out of the original cast, and then everybody chimes in.
You're all following each other.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask you about that because I saw on your Twitter that actually some Wire people came to the Jitney opening.
They did.
So you gotta be friends with people.
They did.
That's fun.
You're working with a great bunch of people. A
Yeah.
great, great bunch of people.
One of the things I love about Jitney is how Ruben Santiago Hudson, who's an actor but also a director and directed Jitney, brought this group of people together who I would call character actors.
Yes.
But I think everyone's a character actor if you're a good actor.
If
You
you're
know
a
what
good
I mean?
actor, absolutely.
And it feels like everyone's got like a quirky thing going on.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's like I knew Harvey before, who plays Sheely, the number man, and Keith, who plays Doug. But you're right. Everyone is their own particular individual, has their own kind of.
There's no star of the
yeah.
show, although Andre Holland's getting a lot of attention right
Well,
now.
he's in Moonlight.
Because he's in Moonlight.
He's in that, which is up for an
bunch
Oscar,
of Oscars,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Marco said, "Yay, character actors!"
Yay!
Yay!
Yes, thank you.
Scott is asking, "Is there anyone you always wanted to work with?"
Paul Schofield.
Oh,
And then he was my early idol. 7th grade, watching a film of Man for All Seasons.
Man for All Seasons.
And he just was so compelling, being so simple, so easy. It's just the most moving performance to
That's
me.
interesting.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I want to work with Viola.
Because she's an actor.
Again, we only got to do like a workshop at the McCarter many years ago. We played brother and sister. Hint, hint, Viola, brother and
Viola,
sister.
you need a brother on that TV show.
You need a
of yours?
brother
I'm just
on
asking.
something.
We got one ready for you. That could work. Got history.
Yes, yes.
She's wonderful.
She is.
It's wonderful to see people who, and like yourself, who can switch. So I don't know if it's easy for you, but it feels easy from us watching from the stage to the screen and back. Like Viola Davis, like you doing a lot of your TV and your other work, and then coming back to the stage.
Right. It's it's not a breeze. There's certain things you have to pick up technically. You have to know how to do where the camera is. Which is a big one, which I had to learn in the very beginning. And people go, no, to the camera, that sort of thing.
And then on
but
stage, they're like, "Sing out, Louise."
sing out, Louise. Make sure, yeah, exactly. So the technical requirements are different, but the acting, the technique of acting, it's the same. You can use it.
Marcus is asking, what directors would you like to work with?
Oh.
You've already worked with so many good ones.
I've worked with so many good. I could say Jack O'Brien, but I've worked with Jack O'Brien.
But Jack
Michael
O.B.,
Grieve.
J.O.B.
Yeah.
Does your mind go to stage or screen?
It tends to go to stage first. Doug Hughes.
It's because you're one of us theater geeks.
Yeah. Who I would love to work with. I would love to work with.
Put it out there. Now's your moment.
Who else?
Here's my question while you're thinking of that.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington is
Yes.
executive producing the rest of the Century Cycle of all of August
Yes.
Wilson's works for HBO,
Uh-huh.
which I consider your home.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, if you could choose, besides Jitney, because that's obvious, right? You could do Jitney, but if you could be in another August Wilson play for Mr. Washington,
2 Trains Running.
2 Trains Running. Interesting.
Joe Turner's Come and Gone.
You're gonna list them all. You're gonna list them all. There are all so many. What was your first one you ever saw?
The Piano. No. Was it Ma Rainey? No, Piano Lesson
Piano
was first,
Lesson.
and then Ma Rainey is what I saw afterwards. So, yeah, because I was
They're
up
all
at
very
school when they
emotionally
started.
satisfying pieces, and they're all so different from each
They're
other.
Such, it's because just listening to interviews that August Wilson gave, he always started with character first. So you have all these incredible individuals he keeps introducing.
And there, some of them come back in some of the other
come
plays.
back, and their relationship, their camaraderie, the humanity of each one, and he does it without judgment on any
Yeah.
of them. It's extraordinary. I mean,
really
any one
is.
of them.
He is the Shakespeare of our time. Well, Scott is asking. They're all just going Denzel. Thank you, Sarah. Scott is asking, what was the first thing you saw that made you go, "Yep, I want to be an actor"?
Well, it was Man for All Seasons, but I didn't get serious about it until seeing the year that, believe it or not, that Fences was up for a Tony. And they did that incredible scene between James Earl Jones and Courtney Vance. And that
Which
grabbed
you
me
can see
right
on
away.
YouTube, by
Yeah,
the
which
way.
you could see.
And
I
it's
said,
actually, if you look at that scene on YouTube, it's so different than looking at the revival.
Right.
It's just a different tone.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of August Wilson, is you can
Right.
interpret it in different ways. Everyone's like, August Wilson, August Wilson. Peyton asks, how do you deal with stage fright? Like if you have to, for example, go out and sing Hasadika, even way for the first time.
I take a deep breath before. What happens is normally the stage fright happens just before I step on stage. In those minutes where you're waiting for it to begin.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like
once
literally
you,
in the
yeah,
wings.
right, literally in the wings. But once you get out there and you look at everyone else and know you're not alone.
Unless you are alone.
Unless you
Yeah.
are alone. There are moments like that. It gets pretty easy because I just reinvest into the character that I'm playing and what I'm doing and forget about Michael and my issues. I can pick those up later.
We'll get to
You
the
know,
issues
when- yeah,
later,
when-
after
when-
the curtain.
Yeah, when I leave, I could pick that up later.
Well, I mean, it's an adrenaline rush stepping
It
on the
is.
stage.
It is. It's and a gift. It's an amazing thing. Nothing beats it.
You're going to come back and do another musical, aren't you?
Probably.
With that voice,
Probably.
we need it. Oh, and then Marcus said, well, unless there's a change and then is thrown and then you freak out. If you have to make a change. Well, that's like more earlier in the process, right? When you have to make changes and have
Right.
notes and all that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
After a while, they kind of freeze the script, as they call it.
Yeah, and then you
pretty much
open
run with
and then
it.
you do it.
And you do it.
You do it. Thank you for coming in.
My pleasure. Thank you for having
If
me.
you haven't seen Jitney on Broadway, you are missing out. I'm being totally honest with you now. This is brutal honesty. Go see Jitney
Please.
at the Samuel J. Friedman
It's
Theater on
fantastic.
47th Street at Manhattan Theater Club. It's a classic. It's a
You
classic.
won't regret it.
You won't
Promise.
regret it. And listen to the Book of Mormon because it's the Book of Mormon.
Yes.
You can pray to that. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.